Open your book to page 246. So today's lesson is to learn the double angle and half angle identities. So if you look on your handout, so your double angle formula is right over here. So that's your double angle formula for sine. So sine 2x, cosine 2x, and tangent 2x. Now this double angle formula came from the sum identity. Okay, so this 3 came from this 3 over here. Okay, and I will explain to you how they get there. And the half angle identity is it came from the came from the reverse of this one over here. This one over here. So what it is, they just take they solve for the cosine square x and they take the square root after that. Okay, so let's go over how they get that. So the double angle formula. So you have sine of 2x. So what does this equal to? Well, what they do is they break it down. So 2x is equal to x plus x. Okay, and then they use the sine identity, right? The sum identity. So this is equal to sine x cosine x plus sine x cosine x, and therefore this is equal to 2 sine x cosine x. So that's where they get. That's where this came from, right? So they go from here. So instead of x plus y, they get x plus x, and that's how you end up with these. So same thing with cosine. So cosine of 2x, right? You make into cosine of x plus x, and so this is equal to cosine x minus sine x sine x. So this is equal to cosine square x minus sine square x, right? So again, this came from here, right? Now, so this is the first form, but you can have the alternate form, okay? So you can see that you can have the different form, and the way they get the other two form is by converting. So this is the first one, right? Now if you change the cosine square into 1 minus sine square, right? So if you convert this one, you get this one, and that's how you end up with 1 minus 2 sine square x. Okay, so that's where you get this one from. Now if you change this one instead, then you get the third one. So from here, if you go cosine square x, if you change this one into 1 minus cosine square x, right? So change the sine square into 1 minus cosine square. So this becomes cosine square x minus 1 plus cosine square x. And that's where you get 2 cosine square x minus 1. So again, that's where all this various form came from. Okay? So the tangent 2x is same thing. You use this formula over here. So you use the tangent of x plus x. So you end up with tangent x plus tangent x. That's how you get the tangent 2 tangent x, right? And over here you got tangent x. That's how you get tangent square x. So that's where this came from. Okay. You don't have to worry about these two over here. So these are the primary one that you need to worry about. Okay. Now for the half angle formula, you should know this over here. Okay. So you should try to remember this over here. This one is easier to remember because it's just this over this, and the 2 will cancel out. So this came from this over this, right? Again, tangent is sine over cosine, right? Okay, I will explain about what the plus and minus in a few minutes. Okay. So you should try to familiar yourself with this over here. Okay. So don't worry about the sum product. Don't worry about the product sum. Okay, we're not going to deal with that. And for the half angle formula, you don't have to worry about the bottom over here. So this one you can cross it out. So you need to be familiar yourself with those. Okay. So let's go over how can we use these to do some problems. So let's go to page 252. Let's go and do number 6. Okay, you try to solve for cosine of 105 degrees. Now, before, right, you can use a sum identity, right? You can make this into 60 degrees plus 45, right? So you can do that. But over here, they want you to practice with the double, they want you to use a half angle identity. So you have to follow the instruction. So the way you're going to do this is that you're going to use a half angle identity. So what you need to do is you need to let theta equal to twice of that. So this would be equal to 210. So you want to make this equal to theta over 2. Okay? So this becomes theta over 2. Okay, so theta over 2 equal to 105. Okay, so basically you want to set these things up. So now you can use the half angle formula. Okay, so you're going to get cosine of theta over 2 equal to plus or minus square root of 1 plus cosine theta over 2. Okay, again, that's your half angle formula. So that is this one here. Okay, so again, cosine of x over 2 equal to plus or minus 1 plus cosine x over 2. Okay. Okay, so now you have to draw your triangle to figure out the plus or minus. Okay. So theta over 2 is 105, right? And that's what you want to get, right? So you can always write down your formula before you substitute the numbers in there. Okay, so to figure out the plus or minus, you have to base on the original angle. So see over here, 105, so you draw your 105 degree. So so here's your 105 degree, right, in quadrant 2. So this is minus, this is plus. So cosine is going to give you negative, right, based on this. Again, this is for your 105, right? So this is for this. Okay. So this is going to give you cosine going to be negative. That's how you know if it's plus or minus, based on the original angle. Right? Again, cosine of 105 will give you negative. So that's how you get the plus or minus. So figure out if it's positive or negative. Okay, and theta is 210, right? Okay, so again, write down your formula, then you substitute in the number, then you work things out. Okay, again, if you do more than one step, it's very easy to get confused and it's very easy to get, make mistakes. So now you have to draw another triangle for this one. Okay, 210 is right over here. Okay, so this is going to be negative 1, square root of 3, negative, and 2, right? So cosine of 105 degrees equal to negative square root of 1 plus, so this cosine would be negative square root of 3 over 2. Over 2. Okay, the next step is you have to simplify. So to simplify complex fraction, you multiply by common denominator. So multiply each part by 2. Right, that's your common denominator, right? So I'm going to separate the top and the bottom. So this will give me a 2, and this will give me a minus, and this will cancel out square root of 3 over. Now, this is going to be square root of 4, right? 2 times 2 is 4, right? And therefore, your final answer is negative square root of 2 minus square root of 3 over 2. Okay, and that's your final answer. Okay, so again, so when you're doing a half angle formula, okay, you need to go in, since you're using a half angle formula, you have to make this as a half angle. So therefore, you need to use the theta equal to 210. So this will be double that. So that half would be that angle over here. Okay, and after that, write the formula. Then you substitute the numbers. So theta over 2, right, is 105, and then theta is 210. Again, you have to draw your triangle for the original angle to figure out it's a plus or minus. Okay, so that's why I get a minus from here, right? Again, cosine is negative. That's why I get a negative from. Okay, and then from here you have to draw another triangle to figure out the value of that, and from there just use your algebra to simplify. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do number 8. Okay, you have tangent of 75 degrees. Again, it tells you that you have to use half angle formula. So right away, you want to make theta equal to 150 degrees. So that theta over 2, the half angle will give you the 75. Okay? So now you write down your formula. Right? So again, tangent of, so you're going to get tangent of theta over 2. Okay, now you can take your pick. Okay, you can choose either one. I would probably prefer this one because this is probably the easiest form. So this is probably the best form to use because this one you're going to have a 2 terms, right? And that means you have to simplify and it's just messy, right? So probably better to just going to use this one. So it'd be 1 minus cosine theta over sine theta. Okay, so this one does not have a plus or minus, so you're good, right? So tangent of 75 degrees equal to 1 minus cosine of 150 over sine of 150 degrees. Okay. So tangent of 75 degrees equal to 1 minus, so draw your triangle. So 150 degrees is right over here. So this is 30, right? So it'd be 1, 2, square root of 3, and this is negative. Okay. So cosine is this over that, so it'd be minus square root of 3 over 2. Sine is 1/2. Okay, so now it's complex fraction, so you need to multiply by common denominator. So multiply by 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. So tangent of 75 degrees equal to 2 plus square root of 3 over 1. Okay, so that's it. Right? This cancels out, right? Right, 2 times that give you 1. So that's it. Okay, so that's how you do this. Now let's go over. Let's go to number 44. So again, we already did this type of problem before, so it's kind of similar. So the same idea. Okay, so 44. Yeah, cosine of x equal to negative 8 over 17, and the angle x is between pi over 2 and pi. So again, you have to locate your you need to locate your triangle, right? So this tells you that it's between pi over 2 and so this, and pi, so you know it's quadrant 2. So it's going to be in quadrant 2 and cosine is negative 8, so it's going to be like that. Okay, quadrant 2. So again, that's your special triangle, negative 8, 15, 17, right? So now you can go ahead and figure out the rest of it, right? So here's your angle x. So now you have to figure out the sine 2x, cosine 2x, and tangent 2x. So you have to use your identity. So cosine of 2x, again, write out your identity. So this is equal to cosine square x minus sine square x. So this is equal to, so cosine x is going to be negative 8 over 17 squared. Sine is 15 over 17 squared, right? So that's what that is. So this is going to equal to 64 over, so you have to get your calculator. So 17 squared, so 289 minus 225 over 289. And so this will equal to negative 161 over 289. Okay. So do the same thing for sine. Do sine 2x, tangent 2x. Again, same thing. Write down your formula. You substitute the numbers in it and you work it out. Okay. But the key is just like before, right? I can use the information given. So get your triangle, get all 3 sides, write down your function, and substitute the numbers. Okay. Okay, let's go and try. Let's go and do number 48. Okay, so this one again, you have the sine of x equal to square root of 21 over 5, and the angle is between x. Okay, and you're looking for sine. You're looking for sine of x over 2. Okay. Okay, so again, first let's go and write down the formula first, so that way we know what we need to get. Okay. So because this one has plus or minus, so let's go and write down the formula. So this is equal to plus or minus square root of 1 minus cosine x over 2. Okay? So let's go and start to substitute stuff in there. So first you have to figure out plus or minus. So how do you know where the angle is? Well, if you look over here, x is between 0 and 90, right? So to get x over 2, what you need to do is divide it by 2. So that you're going to get 0 is between, x over 2 is between 0 and 45 degrees. So it's going to be somewhere over here. So sine is going to be positive. So that's how you figure it out. Again, so you have to get your half angle to figure out what quadrant is this angle at. And then you figure out it's plus or minus. Okay, so now you need to go and draw a triangle to work out the numbers, right? So the x is in quadrant 1 and it's going to be square root of 21, 5. So this is going to be a 2. Okay, so again, that's your x. So this is x over 2. So make sure you differentiate between the two. This is your angle x over 2. This is your angle x. So you have to figure out all your quadrants. Again, the key is make sure your triangle is in the correct quadrant. Use all the information that you have. Okay. So again, you did this before, except now it's doing 2 triangles instead of 1. Okay. So now, okay, cosine is 2 over 5. Okay, I separate the top from the bottom. And then from here, you can go and simplify. Right. So let's keep it this way. Okay, so in this case, you can multiply by 5. Let's do that. So you're going to get 5 minus 2 over 10. So equal to square root of 3 over 10. So multiply by square root of 10, square root of 10. So equal to square root of 30 over 10. Okay. So again, it seems kind of challenging, but again, once you start to do it and I come around and help you, you guys should be okay. Again, the way to learn this is just you actually have to work it through. Okay. Okay, so let's go and do some practice.